Mobius Homework 3, Unit 3 Exam Review, question number 17. I thought this question warranted a second video doing the elimination method so that you could see two different methods, and maybe this one will work faster for the numbers that you are given. Plus it gives another method, another view at the elimination method. So the first thing I've done is I've read through the problem and I've listed out all of the information. Ashley is a party planner. She orders cupcakes and sheet cakes from Creative Cakes whenever she needs beautiful cakes to serve. One sheet cake serves 24 people and 2 dozen cupcakes serve 24 people. That means 1 dozen cupcakes will serve 12. For the Bigler's bridal shower, she ordered 14 dozen cupcakes and 6 sheet cakes and paid $273.70. For the Wagner's 50th anniversary, she ordered 4 dozen cupcakes and 15 sheet cakes and paid $327.44. She is planning a graduation party for her niece's high school class. She wants the party to be nice, but she offered to pay for the cakes herself, so she wants to choose the most economical plan. Ashley estimates 250 people will attend the party. As we get going, you'll notice that that last part isn't actually a necessity for answering the question. But we want to select the most economical choice for Ashley. So all I've done is I've written down the information here, and I'm actually just going to copy and paste this, Control C or Command C, and I'm going to create our equations by doing C and S to help keep the cupcakes and the sheet cakes separate from each other. Oops, plus sign. And we're adding these together as well. And I'm just going to do an S here with an equal sign. And same here, equal. And I'm going to get rid of the dollar sign so that I can just work with just the numbers. So, whoops, I got rid of the S. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to do for the elimination method is see if I can multiply something to one of the variables to have the exact same number so that I can eliminate them. In a lot of cases, you can't find that. In this one, I would actually have to use a fraction or a decimal to get an exact answer or number where they're the exact same. So I'm going to show you that I'm going to multiply both equations to get the same number instead of just one. So I could do, let's see, 15/6 to do this one, but then I end up with a bunch of fractions and decimals. So what I'm going to do is look at these, and I know that 6 and 15 can both go into 30. So to do that, I would multiply the top equation by 5 and the second equation by 2, and then they're both 30s, and that means that I can then go through and eliminate one of the S variable. So I'm going to do that here. I know I haven't shown that yet, but it is so fast. So the first equation, we're going to multiply the entire equation by 5, and then we're going to come back and we'll do this one and multiply everything by 2. So I'm going to do 5 times 14, which I think is 90, but we're going to 70. 5 times 14, 70. It's a good thing I checked. 70 C plus 5 times 6 we know is 30, which is excellent. And then 273.7, so we'll type that in, 273.7 times 5. Oops, and I forgot the equal sign to calculate, and we'll end up with, can't quite see it. Doesn't want to move over. 1368.5. 68.5. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to take this equation here and multiply it all by 2. 2 times every single term, and we get 8C plus 30S equals, and I'm going to put this over here so I can see it when I click on it, 300 equals 327.44 And let's multiply this by our 2. So we end up with 654.88. All right, now we would be multiplying one of these by a negative sign so that when I add them together, I'll be eliminating things. The first thing I wanted to do is see which one would be faster to make the subtraction one, or easier, because if I made this first one the negative, then I would end up working with negatives, but I can see that this one is smaller, so when I subtract, I'll end up with positives. So I'm going to go through now and multiply every single term by a negative, like that, and then I can take my two equations now, copy and paste, take this and copy and paste, and you'll see I'm going to give us like an addition equal sign right here so that I can cancel out these. 30s minus 30s is gone, and I get 70 minus 8 gives me positive 62c. And then I'm going to subtract those two numbers, and since I have them here, I can just cell reference equals the 1368.5 minus the 654. And because I used this to calculate it, I don't have to worry about any typos. Okay, so then I equal, I'm going to bring this over, and equal 713.62. And to continue solving, we're going to take this equation and divide both sides by 62. So I'm going to show my next step down here. Divide by 62. Divide by 62. Take this back so all my equal signs line up. And then again, because I have it here, I can just divide by 62. And I get my answer is cupcakes equal $11.51 per dozen, because that is the information given to us over here, that these were per dozen and not like per 24 or 2 dozen. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to go back to one of our original equations and substitute the 1151 in for cupcakes here. And since I'm multiplying by a smaller number, I'm going to take this one for the cupcake since the 4 is smaller, just because it doesn't matter. I could use either one. Okay, so copy and paste it here. Then I'm going to substitute, and the first thing I like to do is put in parentheses every time I substitute, just so I don't lose anything like a negative or whatnot. In this case, I'm good. 1151, and since it's over here, I can do that with cell referencing times 4, and I get 46.04 plus 15s equals 327.44. And I'm going to move this over just a little bit so those equal signs line up. And then we're just going to subtract the 46 from both sides. Do it right here. Minus 46.04, and subtract it from this side. Minus 46.04. And I'm going to come over here and do that in Excel. So we're going to do equals 327.44 minus, and I'm just going to cell reference the 46.04, and I get 15s on the left hand side. 15s equals the left of 221.4 on 40 on the right hand side. And then to continue solving for s, we just divide both sides by 15. Divide by 15 so that the s is the only thing on the right hand side. So we've isolated it, and we can do that here. Equals, cell reference the 281 and divide by 15. enter so that the 15s cancel out here. So I'm left with S, or the price for the sheet cake. I guess I should have lined that up a little better. So the equal signs, there we go. And then the 281 divided by 15 leaves us with 1876. There we go. Now we were told to find the most economical. So this will feed 24 people, and this will feed 12 people. So if I want to make an apples to apples comparison, like we did in the sandwich assignment, we should take this number and multiply it by 2 so that we can see how much it'll cost per dozen, or divide this one by 2 so that you could see per dozen. But I'm going to go ahead and take this 1151, just like we did in the other video, and multiply it by 2. 2 times 1151, and we're going to be comparing $23 or $18, and for the same amount of people, 24 people. So the 1876 will be more cost efficient for buying for 250 people at the party, but we don't actually have to find out how much. So we're going to come over here. Ashley should buy cupcakes. Well, we just found that cupcakes are actually more expensive, so we're not even going to read the rest. She should buy sheet cakes. Oh, yes, we decided that's what we should do, except they gave us the price for the cupcakes, and that's not true. Ashley should buy sheet cakes. Yes, and that is what they cost. So I'm going to select yes here, but I'm going to keep going just to make sure I didn't misread something. Ashley should buy cupcakes because they cost this much for 2 dozen. Actually, that's how much they cost for 1 dozen. So that's wrong in and of itself. The next one, Ashley should buy cupcakes because they cost $18.76. Nope, that was the price for the sheet cake. So let's just verify they cost $11.51 per 1 dozen. That is true, but it isn't the most efficient. And Ashley should buy sheet cakes because it costs this for 1 sheet cake. Nope, that was the cost for 1 dozen. So this is the correct answer. I hope it was helpful to see the elimination method here, and a little expounding on that, where we multiplied both equations by numbers to eliminate the variable. If, however, you would like to work with decimals or fractions, you could go ahead and just multiply one of those equations. But in this case, it was just easy to find that they both went into 30. So I hope that helped. Good luck on your review.